left off last week in Shinvav Sif Hey. Says the Mechaber, also la hasker chazonim l'spal v'Shabbos, and now let higher pay chazonim to daven on Shabbos. Yech mishamatir. But some people are matir to pay for chazonim to daven on Shabbos. And this is not just chazonim, anything that the Balkorah, anything that they're paying for work that he's doing on Shabbos. So Yom Tov, it's a machlokes if you're allowed to do that or not. And the reason why you shouldn't be allowed to do it is because it's Schar Shabbos. The person who's getting paid is taking Schar Shabbos. And the reason why you should be allowed to, says the Magen Avram, Sifka and Ches, Yes, Mishamatir, given the Tzorchei Mitzvah, since it's Tzorchei Mitzvah. So Tzorchei Mitzvah will makel by Schar Shabbos. That's the Yesh Mishamatir. Umakamakar, says the Magen Avram, Einei Roya Simin Bracha, the person who takes the money does not see a Simin Bracha from the money, Kimai B'Schar B'Turgimin. Just like the Schar from B'Turgimin, which is the Gemara, says that B'Turgimin is the person who used to translate the Drasha. So the Gemara says if he takes payment for it, he won't see schar from it. He won't see a simmer bracha from it. So same thing over here. Even according to Yesh Mishamatir, you're allowed to do it, but a simmer bracha you won't see. The obvious question is, if I can see a simmer bracha, so what should I take the money for?
Right. So I was trying to understand, like, what does that mean? Yeah, what does
it mean? Right, simmer bracha.
Right.
So I also brought that. I forgot why I saw it. Any Rasim Bracha means that you won't see any extras. Bracha is extras. Necessities you'll have. But the extras that come from some people get extras that you won't see from it. And if someone needs that money to live on, then he'll have that money to live on.
Like to pay rent. Okay, rent.
Pay rent is the basics. But if he wants to like see bracha from that money,
he takes that money, maybe invest it. It's not going to be a good investment.
Right. Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the lashon was, but it's also what someone said. Any right to bracha doesn't mean you'll lose that money.
Brings it down.
Huh?
Shlomo Zalman brings it down.
Shlomo Zalman brings it down.
Yitzchak Yikare in his sefer. You're right. He says a poor person this doesn't apply to.
Doesn't apply to. Any right to bracha is extras.
Beyond.
It's extra money you won't see from
that
it.
Word. Yeah.
If it's not main income, then yes.
So most people who are charging for davening or for well, usually the people who can't afford it, who need the money. So, Yesh Mishamati. Hagav and Sakra l'Shana l'Chodesh l'Kula Al Mashari. If he hires him for a month or for the year, according to everybody, it's okay. So says the Magen Avram Pirish, sheyispalel gambi ma'isachol u'mashalam l'Chodesh b'vasachas bod on the shvua. He davens even during the week, and you pay him for the whole thing for during the week and for Shabbos. Now this that you're paying him for during the week has to be something that you usually pay for. If a person is davening Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur for the Amid, and then he comes in one mincha, and during the week, one Ma'ariv, and he davens and says, oh, it's Avlah, I'm paying for the Ma'ariv also, that's not even called Avlah, because you don't pay for that Ma'ariv. It has to be a tefillah, slicha is something that I'm say, something that...
That's where the minute came from, probably.
That's where it came from.
That's what comes from.
The chazan davens musaf davens slichas the first night.
Right.
Yeah. Because when you pay him ba'avlo, you have to pay him for something that gets paid for, not just your daven and mincha and then you're okay. So Mr. Brewer over here, Paskins. If you look at Mr. Brewer, he says like he shouldn't take the money. Okay, look in the Mishnah Bereshit Cotton Chav Daled. The Shana Pirshe Ispalek Gami Ma'asachal L'Mashalam L'Chodesh L'Shvua B'Vasachas V'ayim Ba'achroinim Shekosvu Shenoy Yigan L'Hakol L'Schol L'Shabbos L'Chod. The meaning is to be mekel. You can pay somebody for working for davening on Shabbos. V'Choshesh L'Divrei Oisrim, someone who's Choshesh L'Divrei Oisrim Lo Yiktzei B'Tchila. He shouldn't make an amount, he shouldn't charge a certain amount. And When he takes afterwards, only with derech matana. That means you don't say, okay, I'm going to daven for Amid, this is how much you have to pay me. It doesn't make up anything. Does it? If you want to pay, you pay. But later on, when they pay him, they'll give him the derech matana.
When it comes to Ein Roisim and Bracha, is that, I think we're clear, but I just want to be 100% sure. Does this only apply in the case of the Yesh Matirin that you're being Semicha on a Dvar Mitzvah?
Right,
Sorry?
Correct.
You wouldn't say Simen
Right.
Ein Roisim and Bracha.
Right.
Even though it's a Schar Shabbos, it's a heter.
Doesn't make a difference.
Because they're both heterim. One is a heter of Dvar Mitzvah, and one is a mitzvah of, and one is a heter of Havlah.
No, because Havlah, we said before, is mutter in every case, not just mitzvah. Havlah means not called Schar Shabbos.
Right.
So that's mutter.
Those you're taking it out of the parsha of Schar Shabbos.
Right.
Dvar Mitzvah also takes it out of the parsha of
No,
Schar Shabbos.
no, it's Schar Shabbos with a heter. It's Schar Shabbos with a heter for a Dvar Mitzvah.
And that's what. So Ein Roisim and Bracha would only apply.
Only-
So let's say if they the shul hires a chazan for the whole year, then that would be they wouldn't have a problem of a
Right,
of a
right.
Yisroel and Bracha.
But it has to be the whole year during the week also, not just for Shabbos. It has to be when they hire him.
Right. You're hiring. He has functions during the week. To
Yeah,
do.
during the week also.
He lanes during the week also.
Right. But if you hire him just for Shabbos for the whole year, it doesn't help.
No. Right.
But also, like if it's something that's chad pami, like let's say bris, for example, like a moil.
Yeah.
Like you can't
It's
hire
a
him
mitzvah.
for the whole. You don't. I mean, then you can say derech mitzvah.
That's mitzvah, of course.
Yeah,
Me and
but
letter is
on
also
Shabbos, you mean?
mitzvah.
Yeah.
Or mile on Shabbos. Yeah, that's a big shadow. All these things are Shabbos.
Well,
It's
it's
not
not
Shabbos.
You have it. It does.
Yeah.
He's not going to see Simon Bracha.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting. There's a long machta shekel over here. It's Sivka and Ches. If you have a chance to go through the whole thing, it's Kedai. I'll bring out a few points from it. He brings here the cloud, the famous cloud that we had a few times. Here he brings it down. That when the Mechaber brings a stam v'yesh, the Mechaber is passing like the stam.
Yeah.
So here the Mechaber says Osa lahaskir v'yesh mishamatir. It means the Mechaber should paskin meikar adin Osa lahaskir. Later on in Hilchos Tkiyah Shofar, the Gemara brings down for Pshitos that you could hire somebody to blow shofar for you. Without any oisrim. And the question is why? Why is it so popular? I think it says there are more.
Right.
The stam v'yesh by mechaber is like across
Yeah.
the board. It's not just Yisrael heter, right?
No, it's all over, all over.
Okay.
If you look at Sivkot and Ches, like 2-3 lines in the Max HaShekel, Ulam, the Kamon, Simen Tov Kuf Pei Hei, Kotzav Rabbi Sesif,
Mhm.
a few lines in the Max HaShekel, Sivkot and Ches. Sivkot and Ches, you see it? Take 2-3 lines in, Sivkot and Ches, Ulam, the Kamon, Simen Tov Kuf Pei Hei.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Says Ulam Kamon, Simen Tov Kuf Pei Hei, Kotzav Rabbi Sesif, Anoit L'Schal Tchoye Shefer, Shesurabim Orkedel Espal or the Targum of Shabbos and Tovim, any royim or itzis chasim bracha. Because was that Magen Avraham was Elashainai, Avol Yisura Leka, Kivin the Tzarech Mitzvahi, Adkan Lashainai. So the Magen Avraham is going on the Seisif, Magen Avraham, and the Yisura Leka could the Tzarech Mitzvahi. So the Kashan the Magen Avraham, Hiksha Allah, Shamach Lichotash, and Hiksha V'Sivin Zeh, Sefer the Shabbos, Hakrola Kail Meherma, V'chamokim Toifus Harav B'Seisiv Iker Deir Rishona Shehevi. The Ramah says, who gives the call for the B'Seisiv, he says, the B'Seisiv always passes like the first sheet that he brings, the stam. Imken Kivin T'Hacha Hevi Das Deir Echad Oiser Schar Chazonim Ve'ech Chosav Magen Avraham Pshita T'Leka Iser. How can the Magen Avraham say that there's no Iser? That's the kasha they ask from the Magen Avraham. The Magen Avraham is going on the Mechaber. It says there's no Isser. What means no Isser? The Mechaber says over here, Stam v'yesh, Osir lahaskir. It should be Osir.
I understand, but the Magen Avraham is going on
the Mechaber.
On the Yesh
on the Yesh Mishamata. He's explaining.
No. The Magen Avraham is speaking on, not over here. It's Magen Avraham is Sim Tov Kuf Pei Hei.
But he's going according to the Yesh Mishamata.
No, he's going on the Mechaber. He's going on the Mechaber. Avol Yisura Leka. There's no Isser. He says, Any Roy Moises Char Simen Bracha. Right? What does that mean? This we saw in the Yesh Mishamatir. Any Roy Simen Bracha. The Lashon of Beisesef there is any Roy Simen Bracha. As mashma is no Isser. The Lashon of Mechaber, the Lashon of Beisesef is not good over there. The Beisesef says over there any Roy Simen Bracha. Let him say Asr.
That Beis Yosef is just clearing the machlokes between Rabbeinu Shmuel and Rabbeinu Baruch.
No, but he's passing.
And that's how he brings
the
down the Beis Yosef inside, but that Beis Yosef is bringing down the machlokes between Rabbeinu Shmuel and Rabbeinu Baruch, and he's saying, according to Rabbeinu Baruch, how is it possible
that you
can...
Is saying?
Yeah, that's the Beis... I mean, you can see inside, that's the Beis Yosef there.
Okay, check
he's clearing the machlokes there.
Okay, you have to see it inside over there. I didn't see it inside. But it's kasha.
The sugya is really in Tkiyas Shofar. It's not here, and that's right, where the Beis Yosef brings down.
Okay, so you can't see it over there. I didn't see it over there. But the kasha, the Prichadash, and the other achronim is that why we're there is so pasha that there's no isser. Any roisim and bracha. Here the Mechaber says it's davar aser. So it goes to our Riches here, the Matzah Shekel. I'm not going to go to the whole thing inside. Let's see it inside. He says that we spoke about last week already. Part of the Matzah Shekel, but the whole Schar Shabbos is really Gzeira. So it's only a Chumrah Be'alma, the whole Schar Shabbos. So by a Chumrah Be'alma, the Beis Yosef, even though we have a class, Stam V'yesh Alachik the Stam, by a Chumrah Be'alma, if it's a Tzarech Mitzvah B'Michel, that's what it comes out. So it says by Tkiyah Shofar, we have no way of paying the person during the week. Tkiyah Shofar blows only on Shabbos. Blowing during the week, you're not paying for. Maybe it blows after the evening.
Hefsid's man.
Yeah, but you're not paying. But you're not paying. You can't pay for practice.
No, I mean that's how the Balkari gets money. No,
you can't pay the Balkari for practice. You have to pay for doing something for you. He's laning for you, preparing the laning for you.
Isn't that what?
So if you have a Balkari only lanes on Shabbos,
it's a problem with the paying.
Even though I thought the heter was that fact that he has to practice during the week to lane for Shabbos.
What type of heter is that?
As if he's doing it on that time. You're paying for that time and he's doing the mitzvah on Shabbos.
Yeah, he could be doing something else.
Since when they pay somebody
for practicing?
For practicing, yeah.
Well, that's
no, because he could be doing something else.
The work is really the practicing more than the doing.
A doctor works very hard, many years for his practice, right? If he doesn't perform one procedure, doesn't see one patient, doesn't get paid anything, right? So when he sees a patient, the patient's paying him for what? For what he's doing now. They're not paying him for the bittel's man that he had all. Maybe you could charge more. Maybe you could charge more because he had so much preparation. But the payment that you're paying him is for what he's doing now. You're not paying him. You're not paying him for the visit. You're not paying for the a lawyer, right? He pays all his years of law, and now he doesn't see any clients. He don't get any money.
I saw the shaila. A Balkari gets sick on Shabbos. Can he be Todeya his money? Can he ask? They asked the shaila. I don't remember. I have to look it up. He gets sick. He can't, right? But meanwhile, he says, "I prepared the whole parsha." So the call might say that. Listen, but at the end, you did, as Rob said, you did not do anything for us.
You pay for what he does for you.
Right.
I'm surprised to hear that. Some people say that the Havlah is the preparation during the week.
Because it's people's month.
Yeah.
There is a concept of that.
Since when they pay for that? They don't pay for that. I don't know.
It's kind of overtaking.
While he's teaching. While he's teaching, they pay for Bittel's man also.
Because again, Mahu Chana, right? He's
not charged. No, when the Rebbe is teaching,
right?
While he's teaching, he's not allowed to charge for the teaching. But while he's teaching, you're gaining something, he can charge him for Bittel's man.
Right.
You can't charge him for Bittel. No, while he's teaching.
Oh, while he's
teaching. You can't charge someone for Bittel's man when you're not giving him anything. The only time you can charge somebody is when he's getting something. The Rebbe can charge for his Bittel's man because while he's teaching, and you're getting something from him, he has a Bittel's man. But he can't charge for the preparation that he had beforehand. You don't charge for preparation.
So I'm
not coming out so strong against it because I do remember vaguely something about some people say that Havlah is the preparation before, but I have to check into it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. Doesn't make sense. So how can you charge for the preparation? You can charge for doing something. I'm bringing the sefer to shul, let's say. So I'm doing something for you. I'm bringing you to shul. Right? maybe that you could charge for. Even though, since you don't charge during the week usually for that, so maybe you can't do it by law. But just the preparation, I'm not sure you could charge for that. So the Machzor Shekel says over here that Tkiyah Shofar, you have no choice. There's no way you can do Havlah. So therefore they will make all to charge for Tkiyah Shofar. And that's why Hilchot Tkiyah Shofar, the Rabbi says is mashma that there's no Isser at all. Mashiach came by Chazanim, where you have an Eitzah, you could do it during the week also, so there maybe we are not making. Okay, Sivav. Chefte Shemayim Mutal Dabban. You let us speak about Chefte Shemayim. Teach them we didn't speak about the Isser yet even. Till now we spoke about only the Isser of doing something. We didn't speak about Dibur. That's Shin Zayin. We never spoke about just talking about doing something during the week. So the Mechaber starts with Chefte Shemayim Mutal Dabban Bahem. Let's speak about it, even though there's an Isser Shemesh and Zayin V'Daber Dover, that for your own things you're not allowed to speak about on Shabbos, about what you're going to do during the week. But the Chefte Shemayim, it's mutter. Gegoyin Cheshboyin Shal Mitzvah. To make Cheshboyin Shal Mitzvah, says the Magen Avraham, what does that mean? The mutter Lachshem Asher Tzarech L'Sudas Mitzvah. You have a Sudas Mitzvah coming up, you're allowed to speak about it. I'll go buy the soda, you go buy the food, whatever it is. You're allowed to speak about preparing for it, even though you're speaking about things that you're not allowed to do on Shabbos. But it's for a mitzvah, you're allowed to do it. You could be posting tzedakah on Shabbos also. Says the Magen Avraham. We're going to go each one with the Magen Avraham. Let's say lifstek tzedakah. It's a thing by itself. Says the Magen Avraham Mirav. Lifstek tzedakah v'afagav de'ei magdishin. The halacha is you're not allowed to be magdish something. You're not allowed to give something to hegdish on Shabbos. Now take a behemah. I said this behemah is kaddish. You're not allowed to do it on Shabbos. That's only by a kli yadua. The mechzi can mekach memker. Then when you're giving over this kli, it looks like mekach memker because you're giving it over to hegdish. It's changing rishuyos. It's going from you to hegdish. But to be mechayiv myself that I'll give something, not this thing, that I'll give something. That's not mekach memker because nothing happened yet. There's no transaction that occurred. It's just a promise that I will give it. So Ram, that is a kasha when someone is ma'arich himself and says he's going to give his shavi to tzedakah, eirichin is also aser. That's the Ram's kasha. Now if you look, okay, we'll see the Setiris in a second. The Taz brings it down. But today, according to the Beis Yosef, also lahagdish tas b'Shabbos Beis HaKnesses. According to the Beis Yosef, that he says that anytime you're giving a davar masuyim, you're giving a kli, and it's changing rishuyos on Shabbos, it's also.
What's a tas?
A tas is a tray. So you're not allowed to give anything to a shul on Shabbos. You want to give to a shul a tray, you want to give a sefer Torah, you want to give a chumash, you want to donate it to a shul. So according to this, you're not allowed to do it on Shabbos because you're changing hands from my rishus to the shul's rishus, and that will be awesome.
Does that include like sponsoring a kiddush?
So sponsoring a kiddush, no.
You're sponsoring it before.
No, sponsoring a kiddush is basically a promise you're going to pay for it. The food is already the shul's before Shabbos. Okay. You're right. If you bring in the food on Shabbos, you sponsor a kiddush, and you bring the food on Shabbos, that can be a problem.
Some small shoes does.
If you're giving it to the shul, most of the times when you sponsor a kiddush,
you bring it on Friday.
Even on Shabbos, it's not being makna to the shul. You're letting people eat your food. Mm-hmm. You don't have to give it to the shul. You don't have to give it to the shul. And if someone comes, it's not interesting Shabbos. We'll see soon. Like if I guess the house, correct.
You're not being makna your food.
You're not being makna your food.
You're eating your food.
Right, but the thing is, I know a lot of times people will bring a bottle of whiskey.
I was going to say, they bring a bottle.
Buy an expensive bottle of whiskey for kiddush, right?
Yeah.
And what do they do with it? They're donating it to the shul. Yeah. So that's what they don't take it home with them.
Right.
A lot of people are makbid that once they give it, they don't take it home with them. Why not? Why don't you take it home with you?
They should.
maybe it's better to take it home with you. If you don't take it home with you, it means you're marking it to the shul. And if you take it home with you, it means you never gave it to the shul. You let people drink from your bottle of whiskey. But according to this, it's going to come out. If you're giving it to the shul on Shabbos, it's a problem. You can't give it to the shul on Shabbos.
You're actually better off taking it home.
Actually, or be marking it to the shul. We'll see soon. Be marking it to the shul before Shabbos. We'll see soon. So this is the Beis Yosef. The Beis Yosef holds also the hagdish tas for Shabbos Beis Knesses. Ava b'chol by kosav dafke hagdish mizbeach by the bedek habayis aser. The kol boy says the Magen Avraham holds only things they magdish to the mizbeach or to the bedek habayis or the Beis Hamikdash. The yotzim rishus soil rishus gvaya. He's going out of your rishus to the Eibush rishus. Why? Because after that, no one could use it. Aval noida sefer Torah or Torah. Someone who gives the sefer Torah or the crown, mutter, it's mutter. Why? V'shadayin ein miyachten shum davar sheyotzim mishusan. Niru li kavanas, says the Baruch Avraham. What does that mean? The hekdesh is lidar chulen ninu. Our hekdesh is chulen. When you give something to shul,
you promise something to give it to shul.
No. When you give something to shul, a sefer Torah or a Torah, you give it to the shul. It's not pshat now belongs to the Eibush, so no one's allowed to use it. It's meant for everyone to use. If everyone could use it, you also could use it.
So that would be the bottle.
So that's mutter.
That's the bottle.
Right. According to this.
According to the Magen Avraham.
Everything. Anything you give to a shul today, and according to the Magen Avraham, let's see a second, everyone agrees to it. According to the Magen Avraham, anything you give to a shul is mutter. Why? Because it's not called left my rishos. Because I can still use them myself also. It's still called chulin. Only when you magdish it, hegdish l'gavoya, and now no one's allowed to use it, so then it leaves your rishos and goes to rishos gavoya.
So a korban, and let's talk about a shlamim, where you also, the baal also can be named.
It still goes to gavoya. After you zayir the dam, the gavoya gives it back to you. A korban, you do me'ilah, before you bring the korban, you're not allowed to use it.
Right.
Even the parts that you're allowed to eat, you can't touch till after you zayir the dam. After you zayir the dam, the Eibush gives back to you part of the portion. But not pshat that never left your rishos. So therefore says the Magen Avraham that it's mutter. Yesh l'ha magdish gam kein chelik boy kein nira li deloy karav Beis Yosef. That's what the Magen Avraham says. That's what he understands the kol, but not like the Beis Yosef. If you look in the Taz, Siv Cotton Beis, Talmud looks like tzedakah. Kosav Beis Yosef Sharan Hiksha Datna Ein Magdishim Kosav Achar Kach B'Shem Kol Boy Shem Goyin Echad V'Dafka Hegdish Mizbeach Abedek Abayis Osher Shet Meshusol Shutz Gvoya V'Dayim Lekach Hamam Kan Aval Achshav Shenoidim Magdish Sefer Torah Torah Chitz Boy Mutter. Why? So he says a different type in the Kol Boy. They're arguing and pshat in the Kol Boy. The Magen Avraham learned the Kol Boy that the Chilik is Hegdish and the Chuluk and today's things. He learns the Chilik is if you're giving the Chefter itself, you're giving the Sefer Torah, or you're just promising to give a Sefer Torah. Fishadai ein miyachtin shum dover sheyetzim meshusan ve'ein edem l'mechach hamem ka'akan l'sharnai ve'im kain says the Taz im yichid kvar Sefer Torah u'meviyah b'Shabbos l'beis hakneses yesh iser. If you have a Sefer Torah and you want to give a Sefer Torah, on Shabbos you bring that Sefer Torah to Beis Medrash and you give it to the shul, according to the Taz it's awesome. Why? Because you're giving it. The only hatter is, if you know you say you're going to give a Sefer Torah, that's mutter. Because nothing left.
You don't give, you rent them to use it.
No, if you give it, only if you give it.
Just you say it.
So do we make that same nafkamina by a korban? There's a difference between saying this or this behema versus a behema?
Correct. We're saying a of a behema, realize the dava, is mutter. Because you didn't say which korban. So he says, "V'tzarich iyin ashla noagu kain." The Taz is a kasha. Why the Maisa aren't we noig this way? V'nirali shezeh magdus Sefer Torah gdisha kfar b'chol b'noy levin atzmoi v'im kvein kfar yotzo l'rishos gavoya. Says the Taz, what they do is, which people are noig today, we'll see soon, if you want to give a Sefer Torah to a shul, before Shabbos, before Yom Tov, Shabbos doesn't get, but it happens on Yom Tov a lot, before Yom Tov, you already give the Sefer Torah to the shul. On Shabbos, it's carrying it in. But if you don't give it to the shul before Shabbos, and then you're giving it to the shul on Shabbos, according to the Taz, it's an issue, and according to the Magen Avraham, it's okay. If you look at the Mishnah over here, Simchon Chav Zayin, Laniyim, it looks like tzedakah laniyim on the Beit Knesset. L'nadev, so to promise to give tzedakah is not a problem, because you're not giving anything on Shabbos. L'nadev eizeh chayfetz al Beit Knesset gam kein noegim ha'olam l'hakol, like the Magen Avraham. V'afagav l'min ein marichin, hain lem erech pleni alai, ve'en makdishim l'Shabbos, hainu dafke hegdish mizbech l'beit ha'kabayis. Aval hagdishis di don mutter, the ein shem hegdish aleim ela chulin hein. Chav Daled, Shasharitzi, and Magen Avraham. But, says the Mishnah Berurah, Lechatchila, Nachan Lizar, Kishem Magdish, Eizeh Chayfetz, Yidua, B'Shabbos. Higoyin, Sefer Torah, Ayat Torah, the Sefer Torah or crown, Shek Dishenu B'Piv, Me'erev Shabbos, Afilu B'Noi Le'Bein Atzmai, Va'oz, Afilu Me'viyah B'Shabbos L'Beis HaKnesses, Einei Ele Mefarsa Me'hegdish, Hegdish Me'erev Shabbos. Therefore it's mutar. He's only telling everybody, showing everybody what he gave already on Erev Shabbos. So that's, and then who is that? If you look at the bottom of Taz, so the Mishnah Berurah says it's better, of course, if you go to Machmal like the Taz, before Shabbos, say I'm giving it to the shul, and then on Shabbos all you're doing is bringing it in. You're not really giving it to the shul on Shabbos, it was already given by Erev Shabbos.
So he's saying, how would you answer the question then? How does the Mishnah Berurah pass go?
You make it in, you give it on Shabbos.
So like the
Chatchila should be machmer.
But you could be.
Chatchila should be machmer. I mean, so it's not really negate so much. Only negate something like a bottle of whiskey is where it's negated. Most people aren't donating things on Shabbos to shul. They're not bringing sforim to shul on Shabbos. Sefer Torah you have sometimes. People do achnas Sefer Torah. But Bechlal today, I don't know if achnas Sefer Torah is the issue of Bechlal.
It's negate here in the opposite way that at the bar mitzvah, the shul always gives the bar mitzvah boy.
Right, okay, let's see in a second. That could be a problem. We'll see soon.
But I think they are mezakah to the bar mitzvah
before Shabbos.
Before Shabbos.
Yeah. We'll see soon. There's a whole Magen Avraham about that also. We give a mitzvah present on Shabbos.
You can actually pick it up after Shabbos.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't
Well, they're not maknit him on Shabbos.
They
come back
they used to, but they stopped it.
They used to.
They call
In
them up,
Torah they give it
speak to him
till.
and say, we have, say, for Spiro, you'll pick it up after.
They used to give it to him on Shabbos.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Asia Torah they give it on
Before
Shabbos.
Shabbos, then it's okay.
No.
So, according to Magen Avraham, Magen Avraham says over here by Sefer Torah, by Hegdish, you don't have that over there. The het you have over here, with the Magen Avraham, you don't have by the mitzvah. Because it's not leaving your rishos, it's going to his rishos.
No,
Totally.
You know what the question is on Shavuos, when the Brotherhood gives out the Sefer for learning on Shavuos, on the second day Shavuos, they give you a Sefer.
So we'll see in a second. That's a bigger issue. We'll see soon. That's a much bigger issue because here the het is when you're giving it, it's not leaving your rishos because you're part of the kal and you're also using it. So it never really left your rishos. But when you give somebody a present, we'll see in the Magen Avraham Sif Cotton.
No, they give a bar mitzvah boy a book, a siddur.
Okay, we'll get to it. Let's get to it. We'll see the Magen Avraham, the Sif Cotton has Vav, and he speaks about it. So let's leave the presents aside. Now we're talking about someone to the shul. So someone was bringing a bottle of whiskey to a kiddush, and he's leaving it in the shul, he's bringing none of it to the shul. According to the Taz, it's a problem. According to the Magen Avraham, it's okay. If you want to have either you give it before Shabbos, or don't give it to the shul. Let everybody use it. If you want, you can leave it there. After Shabbos, you're maknin to the shul. But the maknin on Shabbos, according to the Taz, is an issue. Okay, so that looks like stuck. Okay, Vaitil Fakeach al Iskei Rabbim, to go look at and to talk about Iskei Rabbim, things that have to be taken care of for the Tzorchet Tzibur. If you look in the Magen Avraham, Sif Kotni Beis, Fakeach Chosam Magen Mishnah, you shouldn't make a mistake that we're mati here and issa d'Rabbanan. That's not what we're talking about over here. The whole time we're talking about over here is not doing something to talk about it. To talk about it is mutter. But to tell a guy to do something on Shabbos is also. I mean, I'll do any shvus. Levad hapikuach v'as askus b'dvarim v'loy melacha. The also b'tzarche yachid, to speak about is also by tzarche yachid b'shem daber davar. V'zeh hutu l'dvar mitzvah al tzarche rabbim. Zeh muchach b'gemara al kan l'shoynim chemashtem shenam dalid shenam siv dalid. So here it's mutter to speak about tzarche iske rabbim, and Mr. Baruch brings down even allowed to go to the Congress, whatever it is, the place where they have the meetings. On Shabbos, a Jew is allowed to go to meet with the government, even in their whatever places they meet. It's mutter to go meet with them. Today, if you see a Yid going to Shabbos at the government, the thing is a guy. But there's a heter. Itzke Rabbim is mutter to go on Shabbos to talk about it. You're not doing any melacha. You're not tell a guy to do something for you. You're allowed to talk about tzarchei Rabbim.
So the shul could have a meeting on Shabbos afternoon for the finance committee.
Correct. Yeah, tzarchei Rabbim is mutter.
You never do anything about it anyway.
Nothing happens anyway, right? Well, the Shadach Hatinoik, and to be Shadach, I talk about the Shidduchim, and the Mishmur speaks, change it out to Noikois, because Tinoik is not the Christ of the Father.
Oh, is that what it is, or is it because the Lashon says Tinoikis?
Well, I think, no.
I thought the Gemara, because the Gemara
actually uses... It's by Tinoik, you don't see that. You don't see the father as a chiv to marry off the son.
Oh, so I said, there's a not community between a girl and the boy.
Shadach Tachas Liyares, V'lam by Sefer, to teach him how to learn. You're not allowed to speak about hiring somebody to learn with him. You're not allowed to hire the person. You're not allowed to say, okay, I'm hiring you. You're allowed to talk about it. Like umnis or any umnis, you're allowed to speak about on Shabbos for a child. So it says the Magen Avraham, why umnis? That there's a regular mitzvah of umnis. If you have a chance, there's an interesting Biur Halacha over here that goes through this. I think it's here.
So then, can you teach a kid to swim on Shabbos, since the Gemara and Kedushin there also?
No, swimming is also.
You can hire the.
You don't hire either.
Not hire. You can
talk about it. You can discuss with somebody. Talk about it. But you're not allowed to do any surim. Only v'daber davar is mutter. There's a Biur Halacha, Lam by Sefer Umnis. It's an interesting Biur Halacha. If you have a chance to look at it, look at it. So it's not a Hilchah Shabbos thing. It's Hilchah of what the father cries and the kid is.
They have what if there's Zmiris on Shabbos? It's
Shadach Habonis. Shadach Habonim.
Which one? Lam by Sefer?
Lam by Sefer.
Yeah, look at it. It's interesting Magen Avraham. Interesting Biur Halacha.
You don't want to do this.
V'dafka the daber im reitz l'shtakir oy l'soicher l'haskell l'schum mois aser. Aval l'soicher l'haskell l'schum mois aser, but to hire him the ma'aser and to speak at an amount is aser. Aga yesh oimim de b'makim shenoigim litin l'kaira v'toira misha beirich v'noide l'tztaka oy l'chazin to aser b'Shabbos lifsei kama yitein. Some people say that the minute that if someone gets an aliyah, it gives then it used to be the minute Misha Beirich, either he'd give it for tzedakah or he'd give it towards the chazan who daven to pay. That was the chazan's payment. So he says aser haminig lahakel why the mutter lifsak tzedakah. The minig is to be makel because we said it already before. In the beginning of the sea, the chefta shemaim is mutter, and one of them is lifsak tzedakah is mutter. Says the Magen Avraham, Yudalet kama yitain. He shouldn't say the amount. The Maisa minhag is we do say an amount. If you don't say an amount, it gives nothing usually.
In age, you're not allowed to say it.
You're not allowed to?
No, they give you clip, and it's different amount. You just clip, or it says other. You just clip other, whatever you decided.
Yeah, that's not because of this. It's even worse. That's worse than saying an amount. Saying an amount. We
said before, like a person.
Yeah,
clip. Just put the clip against the number.
That's okay. The clip is. Yeah.
The mice, it's okay, but that's hard to be matter than saying.
But that's for a different reason. That's just for accounting purposes. That was just so that the gabbai knows how much you gave.
Right, but
Right?
he never
But
say
in a typical steeple, you just say
Yeah.
hi, you know, and you
No,
give.
but probably there it is because they want you to do an action. Otherwise, by saying, I just said it at the end of the morning, now you've already put the clip on, there's more of a schayvis to pay.
Yeah, because here they give it to the office, and then the office
Yeah.
submits you a receipt because you forgot.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
send
there's
you
more of a schayvis to pay when you, yeah. Kelufstak tzedakah, mekamokum tzarech iyin, and machazan oshir. The chazan's an oshir, so it's not tzedakah. So how can you make a mishaberach to give the chazan? Imken like tzedakah, let tzedakah the chashav tzarech lem, kivin she noisen leizek de she spal have tzarech mitzvah, v'did the havak shepeskim mois the bonus business basic nesses. So that's the heter. Okay, now here's a famous Yam Shashleim. Chutz Yam Shashleim perikei debeya. Hachrazas ha-mitzvahs Misha Yitain Yesir Hu Yiskeba, which is called selling aliyahs. And the macher is the mitzvahs, and they say whoever says they're going to give the highest bidder gets it.
Auction.
Yeah, Domit Feile Mechach HaMemker. By Nirelesser, that way it looks more than Mechach HaMemker. It means if someone's a Poisik Tzedakah, it's mutter. But here, I'm not just being Poisik Tzedakah, we're bidding, we're selling something.
It's an auction.
We're auctioning off an aliyah. So that's nira kemekach hamemker, and it's aser. Im loy shenema, you're going to say she'en shaykh mekach hamemker b'dvar mitzvah ki im b'chefetz hanikra. When you're selling a dvar mitzvah, you're not really selling anything tangible. So therefore, it's not called mekach hamemker. But she'en when you're selling something tangible, that's mekach hamemker. So that's the eter to sell aliyahs, because you're not selling something tangible. But if you're going to auction off something in the shul, that'll be awesome. That's only to miyashiv the minig with doichik that it's not called selling anything. Selling a mitzvah, selling a aliyah is not called mekach hamemker, therefore it's mutter, but it's a big doichik to matter it. Ava k'niyas mekaymis in basic knesses, selling seats in the shul, v'chen k'niyas v'asroigim in akal, achar gemar mitzvasan, that also. That's a sha'asa. He's selling something tangible. He's selling a seat. He's selling an esrog. That's a sha'asa. Even though it's money going to tzedakah. The money is going to tzedakah. And it's mutter lives like tzedakah. You're not to give tzedakah. But to sell a seat or an esrog through an auction, that's already, even though it's tzedakah, it's already near more k'mechach hamemker, and it's awesome.
In some shuls, they have a minhag that they have an Israel bonds appeal.
In some shul.
Some shuls, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your one of Israel bonds is called tzedakah?
No, so the way it works is that you bend over a tab, you put it into the box, and now you're meshubet to buy as a bond, but really what you're buying now is it's not giving tzedakah as we're talking about here. You're getting something that would be a chayfetz. You're getting a bond.
If it's called tzedakah. If not, it's called
not
tzedakah.
tzedakah. You get the money back. Means you
You get the
get
money back, now it's called tzedakah.
you get even more.
Well,
You get even more.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tzedakah in the sense that they're having benefit from your money. In the end, you'll get back your principal and interest.
I don't think that's called tzedakah.
That's not tzedakah.
No, that's the interest of Shabbos even.
I don't know. If someone sells you bonds in a company, right?
Yeah.
These are bonds you know secure. If it falls, they lose the money, right? That's tzedakah.
Right.
Tzedakah is only when you're giving tzedakah, you're not getting anything back for it. Here you're buying a regular bond, you're buying a share or something.
But let's say the government give money to the people who study Torah. It's part of this money.
It makes a difference. They do worse things with the money.
No, put this way. Put talk about the good things.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They give 1% to the yeshivas.
I don't know if it's called tzedakah.
It's not tzedakah.
No,
I don't know if it's called tzedakah.
I'm not
They're
talking
doing for
about
something else.
99%.
Listen, they're earning 5%, they're giving 1%, it's not
Let's say we talk about
They are-
you know what I mean? You take 1 cent of your dollar and give the yeshivas.
You know, in Israel there are lots of organizations that take tzedakah, like Vadi Manachayal and this. But the real money from the 100% of the what is donated, only 20% goes to the soldiers. 80% are eaten by the people in the middle.
You're
That's not
buying
tzedakah.
something. You're buying a bond, man. I
That's
want
a
to call it
bond.
tzedakah.
That's a bond.
It's not tzedakah.
I want to call it tzedakah.
It's not tzedakah.
The only head to maybe
Do you want
is
to bring that up
not,
with the next religious committee, which is the next
You're
Shabbos
not-
meeting?
the only thing is maybe
If the
you know,
meeting's on Shabbos.
maybe the head could be maybe the head is not really buying anything. You're promising to buy something. Maybe it's not a real. You didn't buy it, myself.
No, it's a bond. It's money that goes to.
It's a commitment to buy.
It's a commitment. Okay, it's definitely maybe that's the heter. It's a commitment. Even then, it's
not the heter.
It's definitely the double.
It's and based on what we said, everything is only a commitment too. When you person says Harei Olai, I'm going to give $100.
I'm saying it's definitely the double.
Right. So the heter that we see until now is that there's no
the mitzvah. Either it was a mitzvah or because it's not leaving your rishus.
Right.
Right.
Or that there's no opinion that there's no chayfetz. That in other words we said
by mitzvah there's no chayfetz. Right. By buying a bond, it's a chayfetz.
And that card, does that card constitute a chayfetz?
Of course, it's not buying the card. You're promising to buy the bonds.
But does the fact that it's a dvar mitzvah override all the other issues? Because once it's a dvar mitzvah, let's say we were to say,
I don't know if you do that.
But it's not a dvar mitzvah.
The buy is you can't do it.
But that's what I comment. No, to buy is you can.
To buy is because you're not getting anything.
Because you're not getting anything back.
Yeah,
but let's say to buy an S-rig or to buy, let's say,
that's a problem.
So
to buy seats in the shul is a problem.
So to buy a seat in the shul, it's a dvar mitzvah.
And
but you see that if you get something back from it, right?
It's more than that. The money is going to tzedakah. The money is going to tzedakah, and it goes to the shul. You have a seat in the shul now.
And you have a seat in the shul, and that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Right. So in other words, if you get a chayfetz back, then thing, and
then
that's only a commitment.
But every shul sells it.
There's no money that's being transferred on Shabbos.
By the
seats.
Right.
It's only a commitment.
Right.
So you see that even a commitment.
Yeah, it's also.
According to the Yam Shisham, it would be also.
Everyone holds also.
Right. So I'm saying that even I thought I heard that it's only a commitment might get you out of it. It doesn't.
No,
by the case of the seats, it's also
100%. Yeah, there won't be a heter for it.
So why all the shuls sell the seats on Rosh Hashanah Kippur?
Who sells them?
They sell. If you don't have a ticket, you cannot go into the shul.
Before you enter.
before.
You can't buy it on your
If someone comes to shul, he doesn't have a seat, and he wants to say, I'll buy a seat, it's a problem. Someone comes to shul on Rosh Hashanah, he doesn't have a seat. And he says, you know what, how much is the seat? Okay, I'll buy a seat. How much is it? $50 a seat? Fine, I'll buy a seat.
And I'll pay you after.
I'll pay after. That's a problem. That's a problem. To buy seats in the shul is a problem, he says.
On Shabbos.
On Shabbos. Yeah. On Shabbos, before Shabbos, of course it's more too.
No, but as you probably get around it, you're not buying the seat. You're buying. It's temporary, right? You're not. It's not like your name's going to be on the seat.
And also, what's the case? You buy seats. Have a knias mekamis basic knesses. What is that? Knias mekamis is you're buying a place in the shul.
No, but you can, like I think in old shuls, you can buy a place where it has your name on the seat.
That's my seat.
Yeah, it's my seat. I have a name on it. It's a little plaque.
So you say because you put your name on it, but if you only buy for Hashanah Kippur, they're not put your name on it. I don't know. I don't know if it's a heter.
You're not buying the seat, you're buying the makam to be able to daven in that makam.
Right, and that's also.
It's also.
That's also buying knias makam basic knesses is also.
Yeah, of course you're not paying on Shabbos.
Rent.
If you buy,
you're basically paying rent. You're renting the seat.
For Shabbos and Yom Tov, for your Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur.
That's awesome.
But they don't promise you seat.
No, they do promise
you walk in.
They promise you seat. In Asia Torah, you can go into this minion or that minion or that.
And I would say buying bonds could be a problem.
Good.
Don't buy any.
I'm not going to buy any bonds.
It's after we're saying it's a dvar mitzvah. It's after saying it's a dvar mitzvah.
Yeah.
It's not dvar mitzvah, sure, it's also.
Yeah, for sure, right.
The assumption is you're starting with the dvar
The
mitzvah.
assumption is that you're giving the money as it's tzedakah, right?
It's not tzedakah. You're supporting the Eretz Yisrael. You're supporting the state.
You are supporting them. There's some benefit, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's something.
But you're doing
there.
the esek on Shabbos.
The raya is that otherwise
They
people
borrow
would
with the interest from you.
like why? I mean, people. There has to be a reason why a person's going to. Anyway, the only problem is, are you getting something back? Is it like a seat or is it like an aliyah?
It's definitely like a seat.
It's closer to a seat.
It's worse than a seat. It's worse than a seat. You're benefiting. You're buying a bond.
And you're getting the money back.
Thing. A bond is a tangible thing.
And you're getting your money back.
They borrow with interest from you. There's a business
That's more worse because you're getting on Shabbos interest.
Business transaction.
Okay, fine. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. So the Ma'aseh, the Magen Avraham says from the Amshel Shlomo that sell aliyus also could be a problem. He says they will make it because selling a mitzvah, you're not really selling anything. You're not getting anything tangible. Maybe it's mutter. Says the Magen Avraham, he doesn't like it. The Ostrach, what did they do? The Chomasha Hoitzim Piv, Litain Noitzim Letstaka, Afilu Kana Chaveri Mitzvah. The did was the bid for Elias. Someone bid $200. The next guy bid $250. They both gave their money.
Right.
The $200 guy also gave us $200. The highest bidder got the mitzvah. So there, it doesn't look like you're buying anything. It's pure tzedakah.
Right.
Because if you don't get the aliyah, you have to give the
But
money.
you're never going to pay them anyway.
No, it's when you pay them.
They-
If can have a
Only
tzitz
if I got
dama
the
l'tzarech mitzvah, v'loy dama l'mekach hamem k'klav, v'shari afilu kniyas mikaymois, ubatim me'at tzedakah. If you do it that way, then you let it buy even, you let it auction off even seats in the shul. I want to pay $200. You pay $250. I'm giving my $200 whether I get the seat or not. So then it'll be mutter. Because what I'm doing basically is being posik tzedakah. The guy is posik the most tzedakah, he'll get a benefit, he'll get the seat. So then it'll be mutter.
Hold on. So
But that doesn't happen like that.
We don't do it that way, yeah.
And that
So
is
for
an
the
instruction.
So that's if you auction the seat.
You auction the seat, right? Only time you auction. Now you pay if you pay a certain
So I'm
price.
just thinking of the bonds. Could that be the heter also?
No, because you're definitely getting something for it. The heter of Chassidic Ostrach was
Yeah, I understand what
is that my money is going whether I get something or
They
not.
did this for hours of learning, right? They did this thing. You used to bid for something in yeshiva, right?
Yeah.
How many hours you're willing to learn?
Yeah,
But
right.
everybody, even if you once you bid, you still
to
have
learn that
to
amount?
learn amount, right? And the
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Bonds isn't like that, though. Bonds isn't like that in any way.
No, it was not that way. No.
But everybody.
So it says the Chol Yir Shemaim Yizor B'Zeh Ad Chana Shayno. So this is the Yafshah Shlomo. The Yafshah Shlomo comes out of Maisa that every year Shemaim should be makbid, and we should not sell aliyas the way we do it today. That's what the Yafshah Shlomo says. V'shot Gebayrim Avodah Zelidim Avodah Zorah Davshin Chavbeis V'fak V'Gamker Aklinis HaMitzvahs V'sach V'Kam Kosev the Adam Yochel Limchor Mitzvahs Shaloi La'acher. That a person could sell his mitzvahs to somebody else.
So what's like? Is it the Yamshel Shlomo that says you shouldn't do it, or is it the Magen Avram?
No, so the Magen of the Yafshah Shlomo says so.
Right. So is the Magen Avram agreeing to that?
So the Magen Avram is agreeing because the Magen Avram, because what was the heter? What was the heter? The heter was you're not selling anything tangible, you're not selling anything, you're not buying anything.
Right.
So it must be it's posik tzedakah.
Right.
Therefore, Yasser it. Says the Magen Avram, a raya,
Therefore
he asks us to do it. Unless you do like actually Ashrach.
And that's what I'm trying to understand.
The Magen Avram starts off saying,
But Mechur B'Eina is already the Magen talk.
no.
No?
This is all the Shalta Gebayim.
What?
All the Yafshah Shlomo. Till Ad Chana Shayno.
But initially he said it was mutter.
The Yafshah Shlomo said that it's mutter because of that.
Yeah. And then what? Then
But he
said
said,
he doesn't like it
but
either.
he doesn't like it because that's not true, right? He says right away he doesn't like it because right. So the master doesn't like it. Why? Because it says even though you're not getting anything, it's called like you're buying something, and he brings the raya from where the Magen Avram says, Tavshin Chabed Mefakir Gamken Al Kniyas HaMitzvahs V'Sechtes Babakam Kosav the Adam Yochel Limchor Mitzvah Shaloi La'ach. What does it mean over here? The Shulchan Gebayim has a whole shadow over there. If someone could sell his mitzvahs, someone could sell. I do a mitzvah. Can I sell the mitzvah? Right? We spoke about this once in one of the shiurim. If someone could sell his Adam Hava,
The schar?
the schar.
You can't. The Gemara says it.
Yeah, you can.
So one second. So the Shulchan Gebayim says.
give you my chelik and olam haba.
So the Shulchan Gebayim says. The Shulchan Gebayim says, this is where he's right from, that you can't sell a mitzvah that you already did. I did a mitzvah, I have the schar for the mitzvah. I cannot sell, that schar, here, I'm selling it to you. You can't do it. But a mitzvah that I'm going to do in the future, you could sell.
You support somebody.
That's what Shulchan Gebayim says. And there's a shavish to it.
That's not what's chiddush.
You support
I haven't
somebody
done the
in the
mitzvah
shiur,
yet.
pay
If
for
I can
his
let you
learning.
do the mitzvah.
No. You're going to do the mitzvah.
I'm going to.
You're going to do the mitzvah. You're selling to your friend the schar of that you would get for that mitzvah before you
Doesn't
did it.
fall under the same issue of the pasuk. The pasuk says, for person says, I give you all the schar that I had from my learning.
No, you can't.
That's in the past. But you could sell your schar. That's all the Mesachas Vulin.
Right.
You could sell for the future.
So it's right.
You could sell for the future.
So anything, I can say, any learning I'm gonna do, you get this.
Correct. Yes, correct. You can't sell anything I learned till now. You know what? I need some money now. I've learned for the past 10 years. Make believe you support me, give me money, and you take all the schar from my dirty. You can't do that. But for the future, you could do it.
And the taka works so that if I'm learning tomorrow and I've sold that, I'm not going to get schar from my
correct.
You say Eliezer nishmas. My learning goes.
You can sell it. You know. The question what does it mean? Do you lose your schar or not? But that's a whole different shit. Not for now.
What's the price of that schar?
Oh, that's a shadow. So he says a mitzvah has a price. The Gemara said if someone takes away a mitzvah, somebody has to pay him a soda zuhu, 10 gold coins.
That's because of Kisei Adam,
Well, but Kisei Adam, right? So it says certain mitzvahs have a Shabbos. You see in the Gemara, it's 10 zuhuvim. So if he gives him 10 zuhuvim for the mitzvah, that he will do, the person gets his schar for the mitzvah.
And what about when we have these mices of, I'm willing to give you my chelik and oil?
Yeah, we spoke about this one. You had a paper that, remember? Yeah, okay, this is a whole share. It's not for now. Tuesday. You have to come Tuesdays for that.
The shekels.
But the Shulchan Aruch says that for the past, you can't sell. For the future, you could sell. So says the Magen Avraham, we see that there is a Shavuos to a mitzvah. It's called Mekach HaMemker. Magen Avraham is being arrived from over here that it's called Mekach HaMemker. Even if you're just selling an aliyah, it's called the same thing as a seat in the shul.
And this idea of schar b'hayom moleka is. So you mean, what are we saying there? There's no tangible value for
what? For mitzvah.
Yeah.
That's what the Havamina was. Therefore, you could sell aliyahs. But I say no, an aliyah is something that you could sell, and therefore it's also to sell aliyahs on Shabbos. The Ma'aser we're going to pass from this way. We hold you could sell aliyahs on Shabbos. Shabbos brings it down. If you look in Shabbos Sifkan Lamed Gimel. It looks like it looks like tzedakah full of chazan asher kimin shneisen loy zekdei sheispal lefnei amid havetzarech mitzvah ve'inyan lakros mitzvahs be'zekneses yesh oisrim yesh matirim l'shayach mechach memker ale bechefetz hanikna aber mokim shenagu heter and the chesbiyadam.
Achrosis here means to
sell it
to auction.
Auction off, yeah. Says ale bechefetz hanikna mokim shenagu heter and the chesbiyadam. The place where they have with the noig heter. And then because Yadam the Ma'aser most shuls than noyig to be makel to sell it on Shabbos. This that people do with a shinui, and they don't sell that. They sell with don't say dollar, they say other things. Not sure what the makar to that is, but it's still selling. The Ma'aser, the Mishnah Paskins for those who are makel and then because Yadam. And most shuls do it today. That's their income. Fine. Let's just finish off the Magen Avraham here. Mekach HaMemker, Echad B'Peh. Echad b'Mesira also Gzeir Shem Yichtov. Kosev Beiseis v'Sir B'Tov Kuf Chav Zayin. Mort Chesayim the also Litein Dover b'Matana l'Chaveira b'Yom Tov Shabbos. You're now going to give a present to somebody on Shabbos and Yom Tov. This is a very, very common issue, especially when people are guests by other people. They bring a bottle of wine, right, and they give it to them as a present on Shabbos. It's a big issue. We'll see soon.
But you drink it.
There's a big difference. If you give it to the Baal Bayis as a present, it's a problem.
Oh, you'll
it's
say
his,
present.
even though you drink from it. Unless the heter is, like we said before, the Taz, you're marking it to him before Shabbos. And now on Shabbos, he's not giving it to him, it's already his from before Shabbos. That would be the heter. V'im kain, elam kain tzarech mitzvah, ad chan l'shoynai. So tzarech mitzvah, you could give him a tana. For example, if someone wants to borrow someone's talis, he doesn't have a talis, he wants to make a bracha on the talis in the morning, you're not to be marking it to him. You're not to give him your talis, the matana, that he can make a bracha on it. Why? Even though you can't give matana on Shabbos, the tzarech mitzvah you could.
So bring a bottle of wine if you use it for kiddush. That's a tzarech mitzvah.
Could be. Yeah, could be. Upashal tzarech Shabbos shari. V'shechas v'sim v'shin chav gimel v'tavked vav v'chem ashur be'erevin. I'm going a little quick here because I have to finish. If I the machne v'shusah b'Shabbos also fill beloy kinyan sudah v'chem ashur be'gitin nafayim zayis. This is being rayis.
But Upashal the tzarech Shabbos l'chayra would fall into the Suda Shabbos. If you're bringing a bottle of wine or a kugel or things like that, that's the tzarech Shabbos.
Maybe.
Or dessert or something.
I mean, I know that's.
You don't have to machna to the person. Just leave it there. It's yours and leave it there.
No, but it's better. No, because if let's say you leave it there and they don't drink from it, it might be a bigger problem. Because then he leaves it, he stores it up, he eats it, he drinks it during the week. It's better to say, I'm bringing the bottle of wine, and the balabos should say, you know what, let's open it right now.
Shabbos, yeah.
Right.
That's the answer they give.
Yeah, okay. And that's called tzarech Shabbos, okay. The fillings b'chazaka also ayin shabbos chen kasser v'dvar b'ksubis tavdal t'sum and talpon l'ksubasa pierced by diyom. Ila b'Shabbos also. You know, be kind of Shabbos, have a kind of kingdom b'Shabbos, and it's also. A fill dvar mitzvah, elam can ashad the chukah. Even if dvar mitzvah, only if it's ashad chukah, then you have no choice, you're allowed to do it on Shabbos. V'nachin who's there. I will ain't tzarech l'kach ta'acha ein a mashkin gomer. The case over there wasn't a real mashkin, it was a kind of. That's what this month died to olav. How like a hit the shel chadayayin when ich talisa olav says akal l'shayin the mashkin the film mashkin also little the dvar chayil. Chem mashkin b'yalka pak shloischa. Avgav the chash v'noitzin mashkin l'kech v'had the dvar the pesach dochi Shabbos mashkin the also davar chol. I'm a shkat v'samach. V'oy do hegdish tamin the matana v'also v'chem mashkin b'rif. These are all rayas. These are all rayas that a matana on Shabbos not the tzarech mitzvah is also. I went very quickly through the rayas of the Magen Avraham. Im kain. Says the Magen at the end. Tzarech in ma shonehagim litir b'matana kelim l'chasen adorish b'Shabbos. They used to give a chasen presents on Shabbos. The same thing about mitzvah bachar. But ma shechsas mechayv and litir kach v'kach mois awesome. Even if people say, you know, they're not going to give the chasen a present, but everyone says, no, I'll give $10 towards it. Also is also why the dafka l'gvoya sharich ma dafka l'el b'shem haran. Only the gvoya is in mutter to say, even with abedover, that's mutter the gvoya is also for headed. The like a matzah flame the mutter of the tzaka of tzarchin. V'yashloim the hachal and mechayev klum aminosai mashenkem behegdish. He's saying those who say they're going to give money, there's no real eschayvis. By hegdish, the problem is when you say you're giving it, it's really a chiv on you to give it. Mashenkem, when I promise I'll give money towards a chosin, and you back out, you're allowed to back out. It may not be nice, it may not be right to back out, but since you're allowed to back out, it's not as if you gave it on Shabbos. That's not really something the game. The game more is the presents. Yeah. So you're not going to give a chosin a present. So look at the Shiur over here. Shiur says, it doesn't say much more. The Shiur doesn't say much more. He doesn't say much more. So it's like Shabbos is mutter. So therefore, any matana you give on Shabbos, so by mitzvah bacha could be a problem. There's no shaykhs to before to giving something to Hegdish or to the shul. To the shul, it's still yours. When you give something to somebody else, it's not yours anymore. It's transferring the shuyas to the other person, and therefore it's awesome. So the answer they give is you makne to the bar mitzvah bacha before Shabbos. Someone's makne to him. He doesn't have to be there even. You do it through a third person. Or you just don't be makne on Shabbos. And then you're okay. But matana, to give matana on Shabbos is also the bottles of wine. I know there's an issue. He says it had to because it's tzarech Shabbos. He's doing it for Kiddush. So never you ever had to.